Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond and I'm the author of Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. And this is day 4 of Unstuck Boot Camp. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. You haven't missed anything. If you're doing the videos out of order, it's totally okay. So if you're just jumping in and you just saw the post and you're like, whoa, okay, I've been busy all week and I don't know what I've already missed. We've collected all these videos on my website, so you can go back and watch them anytime. Matter of fact, I encourage you to go back and rewatch some of these videos to inspire you. You're going to learn more when you lead your team through it than you will even from sitting here with me tonight. So I'm pretty stoked about this evening. I have spent all day getting ready for you guys. We've done a lot of work on the website. We've done a lot of work on the topics and the content for this evening. So it's a pretty hefty day and a lot to get to. So I'm going to jump right in. Our oil of the night tonight is Valor. And I went to go grab one bottle of Valor and I realized that my name is Sarah and I am a Valor hoarder. I have Valor everywhere, just piles and piles and piles of bottles. You see, they only let you get one a month, and so that kind of wigs me out because I don't ever want to run out of Valor. And so I've been ordering one a month on my account, my husband's account, and both of my son's accounts for like 2 years. So that's 4 bottles times all of those accounts. So I have just piles of these, every oil shelf. You see, we got some oils over there, some oils over there. I'm still unpacking because I've only been in my house 5 days, but I do have my oils out and I've got basically a whole shelf just of Valor oil. So I figure I need to stop hoarding and I need to share the love. If you are on this video live, I am going to pick a winner and give an unopened bottle. I do have a couple unopened. See, I open all of them at the same time, but I have a couple of them unopened. I'm going to give away a bottle at the end of this. What am I drinking? I have a mix whenever I speak that is Ningxia, Nitro, and Mindwise. So I fill up an entire 16-ounce glass full of Ningxia, and then I put 2 Nitros in, and then I do a double serving of Mindwise, and it just helps me not rabbit trail on you guys so that I'm staying focused. That's actually my 3rd glass in the last hour. But I drink a lot more when I'm writing books. So when I was writing Unstuck the last night, I think I drank 9 bottles of Ningxia. I don't recommend that you drink that much Ningxia in one sitting, but it really helped me sitting down and meeting some goals. So yeah, so I've got a nice bottle of Valor here that I'll give away at the very end of the video. That is our oil of the night. Let's talk a little bit about Valor oil. So it was Gary's 2nd favorite oil. It was actually his 1st favorite oil until he created another blend, and we're actually going to end boot camp on that blend. I really like that blend also, but Valor is my personal favorite of all time. My 2nd favorite is Northern Lights Black Spruce, and I mop my floors with Northern Lights Black Spruce because I just love the smell of it. So it's a good incentive to clean my house because I really just eat that oil up. It smells so good when we clean every week in here. But my first oil is Valor. So let me just tell you a couple things about Valor Essential Oil. Oh, Rebecca says I finally got to try Valor for the first time last month, and I love it. I know you'll be addicted. So Young Living says that the Valor Essential Oil Blend is one of the most popular products and a favorite of founder and chairman of the board, D. Gary Young. So it's actually his 2nd favorite, though. I asked him directly before he passed away when we were in Hawaii together, and there is an oil he likes more, but I'm going to keep that a secret until the very last day of boot camp. It's truly a unique blend of black spruce, blue tansy, camphor wood, geranium, and frankincense. So, oh my word, it's just a beautiful mix of oils. Valor has this woodsy, grounding aroma to it that's great for massages and topical and aromatic uses. It's use it to greet each morning with a positive attitude or to refocus at the end of a challenging day. So you come back and you just had a really crummy day. This is the oil you put in your diffuser because it's just going to help you go, oh, okay, all right. Okay, I think I can do this. I got this. Things are not as bad as I think that they are today. It inspires confidence and courage. The best place to apply Valor oil is to your shoulders and to your feet. And you're like, what? Your shoulders? That's kind of random. Why would I put an oil on my shoulders? I'm going to tell you a story about shoulders in just a second. But I want to tell you, when we have more courage to take on new things or change, and we're better able to release those old patterns that are not working for us. And so Valor's going to help us release some old patterns. Valor's smell is really soothing. It's very calming, especially calming and comforting to young children after they've had a really overactive, stressful day. So coming out of Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of your family holidays, Hanukkah, all the things going on. This is a really, really good blend to just kind of calm them down. It gives you the courage to overcome fear and to embody some new things. And it's one of my top favorite, it is my favorite oil. Gary's favorite is in my top 5, but this one is definitely my number 1. I use Valor every single day. So I am rubbing it on my feet. I'm getting it on the back of my neck, on my brainstem. I'm dropping some on my crown. I use it when I'm running. I just did a 4-mile run, so I'll use it when I'm running. I have it in the diffuser when we're doing school. Like, I never, ever, ever, ever get tired of this oil, and it has been 5.5 years, and I'm still like, "Arr." All the oil. So yeah, pretty amazing oil. So let me just tell you 2 really quick stories about Valor, because we've got so many big things to get through tonight, and I don't want to dig into your business training time. But I also love doing these little aromatherapy nuggets at the beginning, because guys, we work for an oils company, so you got to get new ideas and learn how to use the oils so you can talk about the oils and be excited about the oils. So whenever I'm training on oils, this is also giving you some tips and stuff that you can share in your classes as well. So I used this for my very first class. I actually went through an entire bottle of Valor in my very, very first class because I was so scared to teach. I'm a radio network news anchor, so you would think, oh, geez, she talks to millions of people. She's not afraid. But radio people, we talk to a wall all day long. It's just us and a microphone, and there's no human standing in front of us that we have to look at every single day. So it was very scary for me to sit on a couch and talk to people and have them look right back at me, and kind of unusual that I wrote a book about how to talk to people when I am such a chicken butt when it comes to talking. But maybe chicken butts write the best books because we're really relatable and can say, hey, this is the thing that scares the tar out of me, and here's some ways that I've used to help overcome my own fears. I'm very extroverted, but there's a difference between extroverted and being okay standing on a stage talking to people, or being okay sitting on a couch and talking to people. I actually really prefer not to be the center of the room. I'd rather sit back. I could listen to other people all day. Like that's my resting place, sitting in the back of the room, taking notes on other speakers. Like I feel like I can shut my brain off when I'm absorbing other people. But when I have to be the person doing the teaching and training, it's very, very scary for me, especially in person. So I had to get over some of those fears to be able to do this business. So everybody saying, I'm a chicken butt. Guess what, chicken butt? Hashtag chicken butt, right? Everybody's going to see all these Unstuck posts tomorrow with people reading their books, hashtag chicken butt. Go watch Bootcamp 4 video and you'll know what you're talking about. And so when I was teaching my very first class, I took this oil and I put a couple drops on my head. I'm like, oh, I need more. And I put some on my arms, and I didn't know where to put it because it was the first class I taught. So I'm dumping it on my chest, my décolleté. I'm jumping it on my neck, like not really a place where you have a ton of nerve endings, right? Dumping it. I did dump some on my feet. I did it on the tops of my legs. And I realized by the end of the class, oh, great, you guys are all hashtagging chicken butt. You're so funny. But I realized by the end of the class that the whole bottle was gone. It was the one that came in my starter kit, because I got my kit in 2014 when Valor originally was part of the kit. So, and it is again, thank the Lord. But yeah, so it actually helped me get through my first class. I tell people you could hear my knees knocking all the way from Mexico. I was so scared. All right, so that's one of my stories. Is I'm not really sure that you guys are still hashtagging chicken butt. That's awesome. Why the butt of a chicken? All right, we're like totally rabbit trailing tonight. So I can tell you, at least for somebody who is afraid, it really truly did give me the courage to get through that first class. And I'm not sure that I would have pursued the business had I not gotten through that first class and realized, oh, I think I could do this. Like, this isn't as scary as I thought. I mean, most of your fear is tied up in that very first class. So if you get over the hump of reading the script, doing the PowerPoint, sitting in front of somebody, and getting through that exercise of just connecting with them, or a couple of people and connecting with them, it's not as scary, and suddenly you feel like you can rinse and repeat that action, right? But it's getting through that first class. So Valor saved my chicken butt, right? It totally got me through my first class. The second Valor story I have is pretty funny. My husband, so I'm a raindrop. I do oodles and oodles and oodles of raindrops on people. I do them on my own family, probably several times a month. And I've got one son with Epstein-Barr, and it's part of his wellness protocol, all the supplements and everything that he's on, but also a nightly raindrop. And I've got 2 people in my family with Lyme's, and it's part of their protocol. So raindrop is one of the things that we do, is part of their wellness regimen. And so I'll do little mini raindrops on them in the evening, and then I do them on people on my team human stuff all the time. So I love training and teaching on raindrop because I've seen a lot of good things come out of doing it. It's one training that I highly advocate for. But my husband, one day I was talking to him about energy fields, and he said, Sarah, I don't even know about this whole energy thing. Like, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of weird talking about it. Like, I don't get good vibes when I'm talking about it. And I said, well, you don't need to be afraid of that because God is light. God is energy. God created the earth with the spoken word, right? It was because he spoke and created a vibration that the universe and the earth was even formed. You know, you go all the way back to Genesis. He talks about speaking the earth into existence. Well, that's a vibration. It's a frequency, right? It's a form of energy. God is a form of energy. He's in many definitions, but he's also literally like the epitome of energy. And so it's not something I think that we need to be afraid of. And me definitely as a Christian doesn't need to be afraid of it or afraid of that language. But I did have a pretty neat, I want a raindrop. I've never had one. I did have a pretty neat experience with it. Whenever you're doing raindrop, you'll drop some valor on your hands and you'll hold the person's shoulders and you kind of wait to feel their heartbeat in your hands. And then you keep your skin to skin contact and you go to their feet and you hold onto their feet and you drop some valor in your hands and you cross your arms and you hold onto their feet and you're just balancing the body's energy. And so when I first heard that, I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't know if I really believe all this. I'll do it because it's part of the protocol and Gary said to do it, but I'm just not really sure that I totally align with all of this hocus pocus mumbo jumbo stuff. But I had a pretty neat experience with that. I realized that when I was working on people and I just held on to them and I kind of wait for that in their body, or I kind of wait for that shift in them, or I can feel their heartbeat through my hands, whatever it is, when I can feel that they're ready for the raindrop, I realized that they weren't having as many problems being klutzy. Like, if you're sitting there and you're dropping everything on the floor and you're hitting your head on the door and you drop your keys and, you're tripping and you're stumbling and you're falling on yourself. And then I go and I do this valor thing on their shoulders and their feet. It stops like right away. So I told my husband about this. I was like, I just did this on this woman. It was crazy. She was dropping things for days and all of a sudden immediately it stopped. It's like it flipped her energy field back where it was supposed to be again. And so John's like, yeah, whatever. I don't even think I believe that. And so I said, I wonder if it would work on you. And he said, yeah, I'm not going to do it. But then he had a week where he kept dropping things and he hit his head on the car door like 3 times, dropped his keys, all the things. And so finally he turned to me and I had to leave for Australia in a couple of days. And he goes, you should do one of those valor things on me. I said, no, I'm not going to. I mean, you don't even think it's going to work. He said, yeah, do one of those valor things on me. I said, no, I'm not going to. Well, he just kept dropping things and this went on for days. And finally it's like an hour before I have to leave for my flight. And he goes, Sarah, do the valor thing on me. Like, you're leaving for 10 days. Please do the valor thing. I said, all right. So he lays down in bed. I just dropped some oils on my hand, held onto his shoulders, went down to his feet, crossed my arms, held onto his feet. And he got up out of bed and he drove me to the airport and I didn't hear anything for like 4 days. And then he calls me and he said, Sarah, it worked. It's nuts. Like I dropped 15 things before you did that on me. It's been 4 days and I haven't dropped a single thing. Like, it's crazy. I can't believe that actually worked. So now we did it again. Like, he had another situation where he kept dropping things. And so people have asked me, how do you flip your energy field around? Stress, not getting enough sleep, unusual things that happen to you, shock, like the shock of a sentence that catches you off guard. There's a lot of things that can just cause your body to get out of whack. And so as a Christian, it's like, all right, well, do I believe in that? Well, gosh, I don't know. All I know is science. And I know that your body does have a measurable energy field. I know you can see it, like scientifically. You literally can use instruments to see the energy field around your body. The earth has a geomagnetic field. I know God created me. I know God created the earth. So I'm not going to allow that stuff to scare me. I know when I put valor in my hands and feet, my husband stops dropping things. So I'm going to keep using it, valor, right? It's an awesome oil. All right, I just spent like 8 minutes talking about valor oil, and I could tell you 100 stories about this oil, but it is one of my favorite oils. So a couple of things that I just want to let you guys know that I'm working on, and then we're going to jump right into this. We have 4 chapters to cover tonight, and the last one is really, really, really good, and it's a really important skill, so I want to make sure I leave enough time for you. You might feel like I'm moving through this material very quickly. It's because I'm trying very hard to honor that time limit so it doesn't take you a really long time to get through boot camp, but this is almost a 500-page book, so it's a lot of training in a very small space. And one of the blessings is that you can go back and rewatch these videos. You don't have to feel like you have to watch them the first time through, and you might even get more the second time through later on. All right, so what is the method to my madness? You're like, all right, Sarah, are we doing like 2 chapters a day, 4 chapters a day? We're kind of all over the place. I don't base it on the chapters. I base it on the length of the chapters. So we're going to be covering 345 pages during boot camp. That breaks up to about 88 pages a week. So we might have some chapters that are really long and we only get 1 chapter in a day. We might have some chapters that are really short and we might get 4 or 5 chapters in on that day. And because these chapters we're doing tonight are very short, we'll be doing 4 chapters tonight. It's about 10 pages a day, 10 to 12 pages a day of reading, but you can take it at your pace because we're not doing boot camp on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you get a little bit behind, you can catch up on the reading over the weekend. My beautiful diamond friend Amanda Friedel won the Dream 1000 trip, and she's in Hawaii right now, and she just posted a picture of her laying by the side of the pool reading Unstuck, and so she's even like on vacay and she's still keeping up with all the reading and stuff. So you just got to ask yourself how important this training is to you and how important your business is to you, and if you're willing to invest these 20 days to learn the skills to be able to do this business even better, because it's going to shoot you out of a cannon as soon as we wrap this up. I did want to tell you on day 20 I've got a very powerful video, so even if you fall behind on the videos, you're going to want to pop on and make sure you catch day 20. And then I'm going to give you a whole accountability system that you can run your team through with Unstuck. So there's going to be a printable calendar. All your leaders can print it off and they can follow through as you run your own Unstuck boot camps to keep you on track and your team on track for 20 days with action steps. It's a really, really cool system. And I haven't released it yet, so it's coming. We also just built a leader button on the page so that you've got access to all of the graphics that I already used to promote this boot camp to your own team. So there's a 31 days of countdown graphics. If you wanted to use this boot camp in February for your team, there's 20 days of actual boot camp graphics. And then I'm going to be writing daily write-ups. So you literally just copy and paste it. You just paste the video with the little sentence that gets your team talking every single day. Day 21 of boot camp, I'm going to be teaching you how to coach your team. And then once a month, I'm going to teach the brand new Core 4 classes with the PowerPoints, and we're going to release each of those PowerPoints and graphics and calendars and textable classes and all the things. So February is going to be the 101 class month. So I'm going to teach you how to coach your team, and then I'm going to teach you how to teach these classes in a way that's not very scary and very, very duplicatable. So I'll be demoing all 4 of the classes for you and releasing all the tools that are free. The other thing I want to tell you is, I don't know if you hopped on and you got this workbook on Amazon or not, but this thing is the bomb. I mean, up until now, the last couple days, I've just been using my notes that have my computer, but this literally just came today. All right, so I'm 4 days into boot camp and I don't even have all my supplies. Look, there's my Amazon package. It just came today, and I opened it up. I was like, whoa, this workbook looks way better than I thought it was going to look. I hadn't actually seen it in person myself. So get this, because this is going to hold you accountable for everything that we're reading. It literally tailor fits it directly to you and helps you work through some of that heart stuff that's really, really, really deep. And so I don't want you to miss some of that stuff. So let me go see if the leader button is live on our page yet. I know she was working on it all afternoon. It may or may not be. If it's not today, it will be tomorrow. So I'm at oilabilityteam.com. I'm just going to go to share, and you'll see an Unstuck button. I'll click on that. And this is where all the Unstuck things are right now. This is our landing page. I am not printing the book yet. We're working on it. We just sent it to San Antonio to our printing house, mostly because I can't keep up with you guys. You're ordering like 8,000 to 10,000 books a month right now, and our little publisher down in San Antonio cannot handle the shipping and all that. So we kind of let it die down a little bit, and then when he can handle it, he picks it up. So if you guys have had any misprint issues or any issues with Amazon, contact Amazon directly, because they're really good at handling customer service and stuff, but I'm not actually printing the books yet. So sending you one from my home, I don't have them here yet, all right? But this is your landing page for all things Unstuck. You can click on the book and workbook. If we scroll down, you can see the table of contents. So if you don't have this book yet, you're like, I don't know if it's my jam. You can actually look through it and see. And then boot camp is right underneath. So these are the first 3 days of boot camp. Day 4 is going to go up tomorrow. You just click on it, and it's going to take you to everything from the first day. Look at that. Doesn't Facebook do a great job taking wonderful photos of you? We've had 22,000 people on boot camp already from the first day, which is awesome. It'll tell you what the oil of the night is, it'll give you some aromatherapy training, it'll tell you the homework, the quote of the night, and then what we're covering each night topically so that you know. And you can click right back to the main Unstuck page and it'll take you right back where you were. All right? So boot camp is right on the Unstuck page. That's where you can find all the videos. You don't have to scroll through Facebook and try to find them all. And then I haven't talked much about this yet, but these are going to be where the core 4 classes are as we release them. We haven't released them yet, but there's some beta PowerPoints up there you can play around with, but the full ones are coming. So 101, 102, 103, 104. The teacher training is up there, day 21 basically of boot camp. I'm going to train you how to train your leaders and how to coach them. And so that's a free downloadable that you can print off. And then we have a brand new button down here for leaders leading Unstuck boot camps. Oh, and she did get it up. And so you click on that, there's countdown graphics. So these are for the 20 days of boot camp. These are for counting down to boot camp. You literally just right click and save them to your computer and you can have your own graphics to lead your own teams. Boot camp daily graphics, and then we'll give you little write-ups every day that you just copy and paste. So it just makes it really, really easy for you to be able to share this content with your teams, okay? All right, let's jump right into our chapters. I just talked for like 12 minutes, so I'm going to have to go very, very fast through this. But chapter 9 we're going to start with, which is You Are Not Forgotten. And this is a very, very simple chapter. It's just meant to be a little lead into chapters 10, 11, and 12. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but I will tell you that the gold in this chapter is actually in the workbook, not in the book. I want you to sit down and really ask yourself, why am I frozen? What is it in me that I am afraid of doing? Why am I not connecting with people? What did I stop doing that I was doing before that was leading to starter kit sales? You know, what is the way that works for me? How have I connected with people in the past? And just really start thinking, what is my Achilles heel? What am I stuck on? I know for me personally, it was sitting in front of that room of people. Like sitting in front of 5 or 6 women on the couch really scared me. I mean, I got very sick. I would get tummy issues every single time I would speak. I still do. I still get sick when I speak in front of people. So, ask yourself, I just want you to dig deep into yourself and say, okay, what is the one thing that just, man, if I could get over this one thing, if I could talk to strangers, if I could pick up the phone and do follow-up, if I wasn't so scared of following up with people, if I was consistent with my business, I would be a diamond right now if I could consistently teach a class a week. I teach once and then I go 6 months and don't teach. Or, I tell myself I don't know people, but then I made the warm market list and I realize I know a lot of people and I'm just kind of afraid of talking to them. So I want you to sit down and really come up with what that issue is that you're stuck on. So that workbook is going to help you work through some of that stuff, all right? And if you don't have anything that you're bad at, that's awesome. That's great. You're doing better than I did, all right? But then just get out there and start sharing. Do the act of sharing. So we're going to slide right into chapter 10. Which is why don't people respond? You guys are asking about my shirt. This is actually like a jammy shirt that Young Living gave us at our very first diamond retreat. But they have stuff that is just as good as this on the Wild Gear website. Their clothes are just amazing. So it just says Young Living and it's kind of like pajama pants. I just liked it because it was really bright and it looks good in videos. I grabbed my friend's earrings and took a shower. So there you go. That's my wardrobe tonight. All right. So why don't people respond to you? I love this paragraph. I'm gonna do a little reading tonight. Not a lot. I promise you we'd be kind of dissecting stuff and not necessarily reading every night. But I'm gonna go right into the Unstuck book right now, How to Talk to Humans. This one's up on Amazon, and I'm going into chapter 10. On why don't people respond to you, because the writing in here is just, it's really powerful. What's going on when you're handing out oil samples and you're trying to get people to come to classes and nobody's listening to you, and people never engage with you, or they purchase from somebody else, or worse yet, they do nothing and you don't understand why they're not responding to you. You need a tangible answer because you want to try to fix it one last time before you walk away from network marketing. There's actually a lot of reasons why people don't respond, and it's not always because they're saying no to you. They might be legitimately busy. They might be distracted. They might be overwhelmed. They may be amid a major life event. They may not see the value of oils yet. They may not be emotionally or physically in a place to learn something new, although the desire for clean living is there. There are 10,000 reasons for silence. I wrote in Game Plan that in network marketing, you have to emotionally detach yourself from the sale of the starter kit, or this business is going to eat you alive. You cannot take every no and not yet and silence as a personal affront. And even though we know that, like we know that in our heads, we still live in this place of fear of rejection, which is why we don't confidently ask people about oils. But without confidence, you're dead in the water. You have to have confidence in this business because people are only going to follow what they want for themselves. They will not follow fear. All right, they will not follow fear. Patty says, I need to find a place to hold classes that people come to, a neutral place, lots of excuses that it's too far to go. Most of my classes were just in people's living rooms. I just grab all the stuff in my living room, I throw it in a closet, run the vacuum cleaner over, and I get one room in my house clean. Kitchen might be trashed. They might not have the use of a bathroom, but if that living room is clean, we can teach, right? We can teach. We're going to cover it's too expensive when we get to objections, but we're not quite there yet. So how do I get over rejection? All right, when people tell me no, what do I do to get over rejection? That's really easy. I can answer that in one word: volume. Volume is how I get over rejection. The problem is you get that no and it just knocks you to the floor and you cannot do anything else. You're just focusing on the no. You're like, my best friend just told me no. I can't even do this. I don't know what to do, right? You got to be so busy teaching classes or connecting with your warm market list or your cold market list. Guys, you just made a list with like 100 people on it. There's more than 300 people just in your cell phone. All right, just build those relationships. Start there. You should always be connecting with people in this business. When I read those things online, if you should talk to 100 people a day, I'm like, shoot, man, I got 5 kids. I'm homeschooling. I got 2 grandkids. I'm running 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. Like, I don't have time to connect with 100 people every single day. That's cray-cray. But when they say connect with people, it might be liking a post. It might be typing 5 words underneath one of their pictures. It might be a quick I am and just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you today. Like, it's not necessarily, having an hour-long conversation with that many people every single day. It's just showing that you're there and you're present and laying those foundation stones so that when they do have a problem, they think of you and they come to you, okay? So be so busy teaching classes to that warm market list that you made or the people that you meet on the street, handing out purple bags, doing vendor events. We already went through the mojo methods. You already know 4 ways that you could start signing people right now, like immediately. And you already have a list right now, immediately. And you already have a script right now, immediately. Like, you can literally start applying all of the stuff before we're even through boot camp right now because you have everything that you need to be able to do it, right? But you just you focus on the no's. I don't want you to wince at the 6 people that checked yes to come to your class and it was a no-show because those people aren't even an afterthought to you. You just rinse and repeat with the people that you meet and the ones that you already know, and you stay focused on new faces every single day because then you don't have time to tally those that are not responding. You don't have time to wear the pain of the message that wasn't responded to or the hurt of a friend that skipped your class with no explanation. You don't have room in your head for that kind of stuff. Guys, that's the evil one messing with your head. He is jacking with your head. Do not give him any space. Don't give him anything. You focus on the next person. Every single minute you're running your business. You look forward, not backward. Backward thinking leads to backward business growth. Renee says scripts flip me out. You know what? If you're not a script girl, that's okay. It's all right. The nice thing is there's like 100 ways to be able to teach. You just want to make sure that what you're doing can be copied by people. So if you're grabbing a catalog and just ad-libbing for an hour, you're going to scare all your leaders away because they can't do that. All right, not everybody's good at just ad-libbing for an hour. So even if you just take the script and you bullet point 1 sentence on each slide, or you share a story on each slide, but you've got the slides in place, you can train your leaders how to use the slide deck and train them how to use the scripts. It's okay. There's a lot of ways of using a script. And the script is a stepping stone. It's a starting place. You might take, almost every paragraph and completely rewrite it. You might add your own stories and your own testimonies in. So, it doesn't hurt my feelings if you change the script. You guys know that, right? It's just meant to give you a place to begin. But always ask yourself if what you're doing can be copied, because if you can't be copied, that's a problem. All right, that's a problem. So I know that I called you a Royal Crown Diamond, and there's a piece of you that said, well, maybe someday, maybe never, maybe silver's enough. Executives would pay for my oils. It would pay for my Ningxia. Until you get over that mindset, that rank is not going to be attainable for you, because those thoughts actually make me angry. Because when you're thinking, yeah, I'm comfortable at senior star, yeah, I'm comfortable at star, I'm okay at executive, that means that you're living in your own world and you're unaware of the needs of other people. And it means you're very happy taking care of you right now. But what if your thoughts could impact thousands and thousands of families? I mean, a diamond has about 4,000 people on their team, and a crown has about 14,000 on their team, and a royal is like over 30,000 on their team. What if your work impacted that many people? I mean, that's crazy. I've only been in Young Living for 5 years and we've got 10,000 people on our team. And I'm just your average run-of-the-mill diamond, just your middle-of-the-road diamond. I'm not the fastest, smartest. I don't have a whole bunch of letters after my name. Haven't gone to school for a whole bunch of really cool things. I'm just a mom. I'm a homeschool mom, and I write newscasts. Like that's what I'm good at, right? But still, I was able to get to diamond just because I listen to people, right? I listen to people. And so yes means you fight. It means you don't give up. It means you're expecting no's and you keep moving despite them. It means that you're in for the mountain climb. It means you know where it goes, and it means you're committing to serving other people. Always, 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 right? I want you guys to think about all the families around you that do not have Young Living and do not have the knowledge that you already have. I can smell their dryer sheets on their clothing when I'm on the running path tonight. I can see their kids sucking suckers while their noses are running. And I know that the sugar that they're consuming is actually feeding the illness that's making them sick. I can see them wipe everything down with bleach in the name of sanitation. Right? The number of people in our subdivision that spray their lawns. I just moved to South Carolina, y'all. There's actually a guy in our subdivision that spray paints his lawn green, right? They don't even know that those decisions, the spray paint, could literally cause them to get cancer later on by breathing that stuff in. Or the Roundup they're spraying in their little yards every single day that's getting down into the water table. Like, it's awful, They don't realize where these decisions go, all right? They have no idea. So there are people that only you can reach. Not your diamond, just you, because God put them in your path. So I want you to be their person, you to speak life into them, right? Think about where you were before Young Living and all the decisions that you were making. Did I use y'all correctly? I think I did. Yeah, using chapstick. Oh, my word. All right. So chapter 11. Tongue, head, feet. This is a really good one. Really, really good one. It's one of my favorite chapters. Now with mindset training, we're doing a little mindset training and a little skills training here, and we'll be wrapping up in just a couple minutes. But with mindset training, first you got to catch the vision of what freedom looks like for you. Maybe that's the income disclosure guide. Maybe it's your ability to be philanthropic and to give generously to people, helping other people, taking care of your family, making sure your kids are going to be okay after you're gone. You've got to see it. And that's why we started on the first day with some vision casting and the workbooks. I had you writing down what your Royal Crown Diamond budget was going to be, because I really want you to picture where this goes for you. Then you have to be so set on that goal that the naysayers don't destroy your vision, right? No's don't stop you because you're focused on volume. You're always looking forward, always making relationships, always dropping that little nugget of love on the people around you, with no expectations at all, but just being there for them, being their person, and helping people. And then you have to distance those negative Nellies from your mind. And it's really hard if they're actually in your house. But even if they're in their house, right, you got to distance them a little bit. Then you have to keep your own negativity at a distance from your mind. You've got to kick your own doubts and your own fears in the face. So I'm going to read right out of this chapter because the storytelling in this is so, so, so powerful. If you've got your book, you can turn to page 59 with me. I just love this. We're just going to debunk a whole bunch of things like in the next 2 minutes. Just bam, 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 bam. So I'm inside Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans, chapter 11, Tongue, Head, Feet, page 59. You might be saying, I can't do this because I don't have money. I can't do this because I have no friend circle. I can't do this because I live in a small town. I can't do this because I'm too old. I can't do this because I'm too young. I can't do this because I'm not pretty like that diamond is. I can't do this because I don't have a business to pull from. I can't do this because I'm not an aromatherapist. I can't do this because I just don't have time. I don't have time to do it, right? I'm going to toss all of those things out the window in 2 minutes because you want a diamond ship, right? What Sherry said, I'm married to a negative Nelly. That's easy. Just show them the check, man. Show them the check and the negative Nellies will disappear if you're married to them. So I want you to look to the diamonds for your answers. I want you to look at the profiles of those that have success and study them and them only because that is where you're going. Always look where you're going. So here's just some raw fact. I did a little tease of this about 6 months ago after I'd written this chapter, and I love this chapter in the book because I like to just combat stuff. I got red personality. I love to just connect people. If your pages are off a little bit, you might have a beta copy. So I'm in chapter 11, Tongue, Head, Feet. All right. I like to connect people with facts and statistics because they don't lie. Right? They don't lie. So here's truth. Here's facts right from Young Living Corporate. There's more than 450 diamonds in Young Living right now. There are diamonds that started from extreme poverty and some that started from significant wealth. There are diamonds that began their organizations in large cities and some that started in towns of 600. There are diamonds that moved across the country or across the world, and they left everything that they knew behind, including all of their friends and family. There are diamonds teaching in the small towns that they grew up in. There are diamonds that were famous before they ever got a Young Living starter kit. There are diamonds that build entirely on social media like Instagram and Facebook. And there are also diamonds that built with cassette tapes of 101 classes on horseback. And both ways work, by the way, and neither way is wrong. There's diamonds with 15 children and diamonds that live alone. There's diamonds in their 70s and above, and there's diamonds that have just broken into their 20s. There are diamond men that built without a spouse, and there are female diamonds that built without the support of their husband. There are husband and wife diamond teams that are also wildly successful, and there are single diamonds that enjoy the exact same amount of success. There are diamonds whose spouse is still working because they love their job, and they've never even been to a Young Living event. There are diamonds that are shy, and there are diamonds that love the biggest crowd that they can speak in front of. There are introverted and extroverted diamonds, and diamonds from Malaysia and Singapore and Australia and Indonesia and Mexico and Europe, as well as diamonds from America, and each one found a way to share in their own space. There are diamonds with PhDs in various fields who've won the respect of their peers at their prior jobs, and they had very gifted skills outside of oiling. There are diamonds who've been stay-at-home moms and dads for years with no title after their last name, just mama and daddy. And there are diamonds that are battling a major health crisis, like diamonds literally that have been in the hospital in the last 60 days. Or there are diamonds that have struggled with weight. There are diamonds that have struggled with hormone issues for years, or they've struggled with health issues. And there are diamonds that are out there running gyms. How many RCDs? There's about 45 Royal Crown diamonds and about 45 Crown diamonds. A diamondship isn't based on how you look, and it's not based on what the scale says. The majority of diamonds have no formal aromatherapy training, and they've never been to school for network marketing, sales, or business. And I can say safely that nearly all the diamonds did not have the time to launch their businesses when they did. Many were accidental business builders that got in just to get the product for free, and they infectiously shared, and they found freedom through it. But there were also some who started because of the business opportunity, and both were dedicated, and both were focused from the get-go. They planned strategically, and both of them got a diamond ship. Some of them had Royal Crown diamonds that knew their name and the cell phone number by memory, and others never even met their diamond until their first diamond retreat. Many don't even have an upline diamond. There are Royal Crown diamonds with senior star or inactive uplines. Did you guys hear the excuses in every single one of those? I don't have upline support, right? Well, there's diamonds that didn't even meet their diamond until they went to diamond retreat. I don't know enough people. I live in a small town. Well, there's diamonds that live in towns with 600 people. So what's the next excuse, right? I can't do this right now because I got too many kids. Well, do you have 15 kids? Because Krista Smith is a Royal Crown diamond and she's got 15 children, right? I don't know what my way of sharing is. I'm kind of overwhelmed. Well, shoot, Terry Seacrest, she built her organization with cassette tapes on horseback, right? Well, I don't have all these fancy letters after my name. Do you know how many diamonds are moms? Just moms. They don't have any fancy letters after their names. So do you know what that means? If you heard the excuses in every single one of those lines, none of that stuff has anything to do with what it takes to be a Young Living diamond. It's true. It's true. So if you're holding out until you know more people, or until your kids get older, or until you lose weight, or you get more certifications, or you get more network marketing training, it's costing you rank up time. You don't need any of that stuff. It is not a qualifying factor for what it takes to go diamond. Now, hear my heart here. I am not bashing the diamonds that are actively involved in leading their teams and shooting amazing videos and pouring into you guys and sending rank up gifts and doing events, and they are all there. You know, many of you guys are blessed with just incredible, amazing diamonds who are clocked in, you know, and paying attention to their businesses. And you know what? Some of you have amazing, incredible diamonds that are in a season of delivering a baby or moving across the country, and they're still incredible, amazing, awesome people. But the thing is, it's not their responsibility to build your organization, right? It's your responsibility to build your organization. And so you don't need to lean on the gifts or the recognition or the things that they have, because really it just takes you rolling up your sleeves and getting out there and sharing oils. It takes you doing what they did to be able to get your diamond ship, and they're not responsible for putting people under you and helping you rank up. That's your job, right? It's your job. So I can tell you what will get you to diamond. There's only 3 things that you need to be doing that will grow your business. And you know what these 3 things are, right? teaching classes in whatever form that looks like for you, but it has to be copied by your leaders, or you're going to scare all your leaders away. Getting people on Essential Rewards, and I'm going to give you the easiest funnel in the whole world to be able to do that with as we work through boot camp. And then the third thing is training your leaders, right? And you have the easiest training system because you literally just copy and paste these videos into your teams, and you're going to be able to train your leaders. Every single leader that says that they can't get people to come to class, can't connect to people, can't get people to listen to them, this is a very simple, easy thing to do, and it's free. You just copy and paste the videos in. Oh, Andrea Lehman, she's one of my favorite diamonds. So, all right. Actually, you'll hear me say that about almost all the diamonds because I'm a blue and I haven't met a diamond yet that I just don't absolutely love. So all the ones that I have met, I met a lot of them, but not all of them, but all the ones that I have met are just amazing people. They're humble. That's the one thing that struck me. They're humble, they're genuine, they're authentic, they're real, they care, they're compassionate, they're present. They're just good people. And that's how they were able to get to diamond, is because, Shelby Paulk, she's amazing. That's how they were able to get to diamond, was because they're real and authentic and genuine and care about people, right? And so do you. So, all right, that's what I want to tell you guys about tongue, head, feet. My takeaway from that chapter, I got a couple of things, but one of them is that even soft-spoken people have fight in them. You might say, well, I just don't have your personality, Sarah. I'm just not loud, right? But you still have a reason to protect your family. You got a reason to protect other people's families. Even people who don't know anybody still have friends of friends. Oh, Jill On-Call, she's amazing. Okay, now I'm going to be bragging on every single diamond that I know. And she gives the best hugs in the world too. And her grow page is phenomenal. All right, okay, back to this. Sorry. I could talk about all the diamonds because they're just amazing people. But I just want to say, listen, even if you're soft-spoken, right? Even if you're soft-spoken, you still have fight. You got to lean on that fight to be able to pull yourself through, right? Even soft-spoken people have friends of friends. Even soft-spoken people have cell phone contacts. Even soft-spoken people have people at work or their spouses work, right? Even soft-spoken people who feel like they have no hope, people with nothing, they have even more cause to hope and fight the hardest because they have to get out of where they are, right? So stop speaking death over your business with your own tongue. Banish the words of death and start speaking what you want over your business. And it's not prosperity training, it's just truth, guys. Don't let that stuff come out of your mouth because you're going to start to believe it, right? Your tongue is one of the most powerful things that you have. It is so powerful. Tongue, head, feet, right? You speak it out loud. Your feet start to follow whatever you're speaking out loud, and your head is just going to begin to go in that direction inadvertently with the words that you are saying. So start speaking. I'm a silver. I'm a gold. Put it as your lock screen on your phone. Get out there and see it. Go buy yourself some gold shoes or a gold bracelet or silver earrings or something. Wear it every single day and put it in front of you. I like to take Post-it notes and count down how many kits I have on my one leg that I'm building to be able to get to my rank. And then I pull off the Post-it notes every single time I get to that number. So say I'm 10 kits away, I'll have a Post-it note, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I stick it in my bathroom mirror. I'm 9 kits away. I'm 8 kits away. I can tell you I'm 72 kits away tonight from Crown Diamond, right? On my Crown Diamond legs. So, having that visualization always in front of you where you're going, but it starts here. It starts with your tongue, right? It starts with how you're speaking because you are the boss. You are the ringleader of your own business, and your business will only go as far as you let it, and it starts with your own tongue. All right, last chapter, and this one is, it's so good. This is one of my favorite chapters in the whole book. The art of listening. Yep, call those things that are not as though they are. Good job, Cheryl, you're right. The art of listening. Now we're going to dig really deep, and this is a skill that you must master to do well at network marketing. You have to master the art of listening. This is some of the most powerful training in the entire book, and I would recommend this weekend, if you have time to go back and reread a chapter, this is the chapter I would reread, highlight every other word, make little notes in the columns, pull a sentence out of it, put it on a Post-it note, stick it on your bathroom counter, and speak that sentence over yourself constantly, because this chapter is very, very, very important for skills training, all right? So we're going to dig pretty deep here. I know we're going to hit more on this in roundtables after I end boot camp over the course of the next year, because it's just absolutely critical for you to know. Oh, Shannon Hudson. Oh man, she's one of my favorite diamonds. I think all of them are my favorite diamonds. So here's some tips for listening to people. Number one, stop making every conversation about you. stop, okay? Stop it. You have this window that's like this big to listen to them. Give them just enough information to start the conversation. Don't let them feel like you're clammed up and ignoring them. I mean, bounce off of them a little bit, but you need to use that time on the clock for them, not the time on the clock for yourself, right? So stop making every conversation like they say, oh yeah, these are my kids. And you're like, oh, my kids. All right, that's great, but listen to their kids, right? Listen to what they're talking about. Every single way of sharing has to have the foundation of relationship. Has to. So you might think, well, if I'm teaching classes on Instagram, then I don't need relationship. Yes, you do. Okay. Yeah, actually, sometimes it's harder because you got to go back and build it later because it's somebody you didn't even know on Instagram, right? You got to have that foundation of relationship, whether you're teaching Facebook classes, doing vendor events. You might not have the relationship when you first start, right? But you got to build it. You got to build that thing with them. It doesn't matter what type of class you're teaching. So if you think that teaching online classes is going to get you out of relationship building, nope, it's not. All right, it's not. You're just going to have to do it after the class instead of before the class. So this is my very, very simple formula of how to successfully listen to people. For the love of Jesus, listen to them. Yes, not about you, it's about them. You guys are nailing this tonight. So begin by asking leading questions. Ask questions about their child, their spouse, activities, their love of running or running from bears if you don't run, gardening, faith, sports, what they do in their free time, their passions, giving, philanthropy, volunteering, their health. They will run with it if you hit the topic that they're passionate about, right? If you become a good listener, it's really easy to meet needs. Most people will tell you more than you ever needed to know about them in 2 minutes. If you're just quiet and you just listen to them, then stand down. Stand down. I want you to take mental note of the things that they're telling you on the contact me cards after you walk away so you know how to connect with them in the future. They're going to tell you what they need. And you're going to connect that with Young Living. And when the door is open and the space is right for you to be able to speak into them, maybe not the first conversation and maybe not the 10th conversation, but when the door is open, you're going to be able to lean on some of this information they gave you and pull from that data to be able to connect them with Young Living products, right? So then stand down. So repeat these steps. Do I have a favorite leading question? It just depends what I see when I'm sizing them up and I'm looking at them. If I'm standing behind somebody in a Walmart store and they got 3 kids hanging on their cart, I'm probably going to talk to them about children. If they're covered in athletic wear when I'm talking to them out on the running path, I'm probably going to talk to them about their sports team. So part of it is going CIA operative and just really sizing them up when you're looking at them and seeing how can I connect with this person. So let me just repeat the steps. You're going to ask leading questions, wait and let them talk, take note of what they're saying, don't just shove oils down their throat. Always smile. Don't be the expert. Don't diagnose disease. Well, gosh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure, but this is a place where I go look that up, right? The secret to relationships is silence. You're going to let them lead. All right, let them lead. I tell a story about Panera and a strawberry organic drink that I really liked and my whole events team going and buying it. I'll let you read that in the chapter. There's another story about basketball and a woman who had a child that was playing basketball and had a torn rotator cuff, and how I was able to connect her with Young Living. On page 69 in the full book, I give you tons of leading sentences to be able to connect with people. But the key is to keep an eye on what's going on around you. So we're going to end with a quick little story because I'm already at 40 minutes here and I want to wrap up. But just a quick story because I want to show you this in action. All right. Sherry says, I'm getting so much out of this boot camp. I'm ready now for my life to begin. You are a CIA operative. You totally are. You can do this. So, all right. I was up in Alaska and I was teaching to Word of Life Ministries. I have a real heart for missionaries. I hunt them for my team. I love seeing missionaries on my team because it helps with their mission support if they're building a Young Living business. And so I went up and I was teaching for this amazing family, missionary families in the field that go out and work with Athabascan Indians. And they really wanted to do smoothies every day, but they couldn't afford a blender. And so John and I went to Sam's Club and I bought a blender and I was going to send it back with the person driving me to the airport and just kind of surprise them with it. But when I went in to get the blender, it was this huge big Ninja blender and it was just really, really tall. I put it on the conveyor belt. The family walked in that I was trying to surprise and they came up to me and started talking to me. And I didn't want them to see it was on the conveyor belt because it was like the only thing there. So I looked around as quick as I could and I saw this bag of popcorn. This is Sam's Club, so it's like half the size of my body, this bag of popcorn. I'm only 5 feet tall, so I'm not I'm not a big prize to beat, but this bag of popcorn was legit. So I grabbed this thing and I just set it in front of the blender so they couldn't see it. Well, I'm yik kayaking with them, and as I turn around, the Sam's Club lady had already checked out the popcorn, and I was like, oh, crud, like I didn't really need all this popcorn. Now what am I going to do? So I took it with me. And I got in the car and I sent the blender back with the guy driving me to the airport. And I get into the airport and they actually counted the popcorn is a carry-on because it was so big. So I had to check my carry-on bag, and I had this big bag of popcorn on my lap. I didn't really know what to do with it. I'm not going to just throw a bag of popcorn on the conveyor belt, right? So I had this popcorn in my bag, and I'm sitting down, and this popcorn bag is taller than my head. Like, it's sitting up here, and I'm sitting in my seat. Now there's a popcorn bag sitting on my lap. And this woman gets on the airport, and I can hear her laughing from like 3 or 4 seats away. She's like, girl! She goes, you're my seat buddy. What are you doing with a bag of popcorn as big as you know? And so that's what opened up the conversation with this woman. And I told her, I was like, I'm hungry. We're flying from Alaska. It's kind of a long flight. And she's like, you're really going to eat that whole bag of popcorn? I was like, shoot, I'm going to eat this whole bag of popcorn for sure. But then that led to a conversation about the blender and about blessing this family. And then that led to a conversation about clean living and why I was in Alaska. And then she wanted to hear a 101 class. So we stayed up the entire flight, 7 hours overnight. And I taught an entire 101 class to my seatmate because of this bag of popcorn, right? Then we get off the plane. She gets a kit. She buys her husband a kit, and she has 3 adult children, and she buys every single one of them a kit, and all 5 of them get on Essential Awards. And it all started because of a bag of popcorn, right? So you never know what this, about digest, right? You never know what a good leading sentence is going to be, but you're just finding those authentic ways of connecting with them, and you gather information about them, and then you lean in so that you can bless them. So your homework for this night is to read chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12, and I told you 12 is a good one. You're going to want to go back and reread that. I want you to valor up. I'm going to pull one name off of this video. You guys tell me something you learned right now, and I'll pick one winner for a bottle of valor, and then you'll have to email me at oilabilitywithsarah, SARAH, @gmail.com if you won the bottle of valor. This is only for our live viewers. Sorry if you're watching this a little later. And I'll get it in the mail to you this week just to bless you because I believe in you, right? So tell me one thing that you learned real quick, and I'll just pull one name. The last day of this week's boot camp is tomorrow. It's 20 days, so it's not the last day of boot camp, it's the last day of this week. And we're going to talk about how to collect contact information in a non-creepy way, and we are going to hit fear. I'm going to have you crying tomorrow night. It's a really, really good night, so very powerful. You do not want to miss tomorrow night's training, okay? So make sure that you pop on. Go get the workbook. If you don't have your books yet, it's okay. Pop on Amazon. There's plenty of time to go snag them, and check out the Oilability page for Unstuck because there's a lot of free stuff on there as well. All right, Angela Varner Promersberger. I don't believe you've ever won anything from me before. So Angela says, I learned I'm going to give classes. Yeah, that's a good place to start. I'm going to send you a whole bottle of valor on me. Congratulations. Email me your address at oilabilitywithsarah. It's SARAH @gmail.com. Okay. You guys have a great night. Valor up. Get lost in your book, and let's dive in really deep on fear tomorrow night for day 5 of Unstuck Boot Camp. I love you so much. You know you've got this in you. You #Diamond Rising. Let's attack all these fears and get to the root of why people are not connecting with you. But the first step is learning how to listen, and you know how to do that now. I'll see you tomorrow night.